Hey, my Budget to Freedom family, welcome back to Budget to Freedom. Today, we're going to be getting very vulnerable and discuss a topic that is often intentionally swept under the rug, but it is an essential part and step for anyone seeking financial freedom, and that is debt confessions. I will be sharing my personal debt confession, debt strategy, and debt freedom journey stories.
Assets, investments, cash flow, life savings. I'm wealthy, no changing. Yeah, I'm debt free. You can live a life with a healthy relation to money. Just take it from me. See, baby, I'm debt free. Me and my family aligned to live abundantly. Just take it from me. That's how we do it. Budgets of freedom.
Facing our debt can be very overwhelming, intimidating, and overall terrifying. But trust me, it is a key step towards reclaiming and controlling your finances and getting started on your financial journey. So let's get into the debt confession. Okay, a debt confession is essentially acknowledgement of your debts. It involves us to face the reality of our financial situation and obligations by honestly assessing and listing out all of our debts owed. I recommend going to freecreditreport.com. You can pull all three of your credit reports for free. You want to make sure you pull all three because sometimes a debt may be on, let's say, like Equifax or TransUnion, but not be listed on Experian. So you want to make sure that you pull all three so you can have an accurate list of your debts. And then also you want to pull like any medical debts that you may have. In addition to pulling your credit reports, you also want to pull like the billing statements, or if you have online accounts into your specific debts, go in there too, because on your credit report, I don't think it shows the interest rate. And for the debt confession, we want to make sure that we're also putting out that interest rate. So when we select the debt payoff method. So I already did this step. Just a little bit about my financial journey. I paid off $57,000 in 14 months, and that consisted of credit cards, taxes, older car that I had, a small business loan. We had a barbecue restaurant, and then some medical bills. In addition to the $57,000, I also put money towards my student loans. I started a new job in July of 2019 in a new role, so I was getting paid more. So I thought it would be the perfect time to really start to tackle my debt. So the first thing was really just changing my mindset and knowing that I wanted to be debt free, so I can accomplish, certain financial goals that I would like to. One of my main goals is to quit my corporate job because I am not happy, and I want to work for myself. So I started paying off. It took about 14 months. At the beginning of 2022 is when I was finished with paying like all my consumer debt off. So this is my second debt-free journey. How did I get back into debt? Because everything was paid off but my student loans. November or December of 2020, I was laid off my job, and I was laid off for 7 months. And that was another reason that really just made me realize I need to get out of corporate, because I do not like anyone having that much financial control over my livelihood. Thank God that I paid off debt, so I wasn't as stressed as I could have been. And then I also had an emergency fund. So like I said, I used up all my emergency fund and unfortunately had to start relying back on some credit cards. And I also had to get a new car. So but I did get an older car. I am not big on the luxury things right now because I have my vision and goal and it just doesn't align to it. So I started off with $113,000 in student loans. I paid off about $30,000 of that. I stopped paying once I was laid off. I was blessed enough to get, I was a borrower's defense. So I have my undergrad and my master's degree. Borrower's defense, if you all aren't familiar, was to some student loan forgiveness. It was like a list of schools that were on there. If you attended, that you could get student loan forgiveness. I applied and was denied. My first round of paying off debt on my debt-free journey, when I first tallied up everything and did this was like one of the hardest parts, because just seeing that on paper, it brings a whole new awareness. So I had the $57,000, but then at the time, I also had $113,000 in student loans. So I was almost $200,000 in debt. And I'm not even a big crier, but when I tell you I literally cried when I seen that and did this, I thought it was impossible. I thought I would never be able to pay that off. So after you get past this, like I said, this is gonna be terrifying. It could be overwhelming. You may be emotional, but once you get past this and get to your strategy, your debt plan strategy, and what you're going to do, and actually just put it into action, I'm telling you, you could do it. I did it, and so can you. Just a little bit more about the Borrower's Defense Program for the student loans that I had applied for in 2018. I knew going in that I did not qualify for that program, but I was just so desperate on wanting to pay off my student loans at the time, because that's kind of where it really started for me with changing my mindset on wanting to pay off debt. I'm like, I do not want to be a slave and be in debt with someone for the rest of my life. Before then, I did have a very ignorant mindset on, oh, I'll just be paying student loans for the rest of my life. I don't care. I will admit it was very ignorant, and I thought that I was going to have to die with debt. So when you really change your mindset and on things you want to do and put a plan together, you can do it. So long story short, I applied for the program. I knew I did not qualify, but I was just applying for any type of student loan and forgiveness programs that I could. Once I was denied, I was not surprised. I didn't think that I would qualify for it anyway, so it wasn't a big blow to me. But 2 years, a year and a half, or 2 years later, I received an email saying that I was part of a class action lawsuit. And I just wanted to tell that story because someone can deny you of something, but if it's in God's will, He will make it happen. So, whatever prayers I was doing and whatever actions I was doing to align with what I was praying for, God thought that, no, you will qualify for this forgiveness loan, because at the end of the day, I have the final say so. So, like I said, I did not qualify. The class action lawsuit, even if you applied but may not have qualified, just because you were denied and applied, you still received forgiveness. And I just 2 weeks ago received my final or my full forgiveness for that portion of my loan. So right now, I went from 113,000 to 95,000 to 78,000 to 2 weeks ago when I logged into my student loan account and start screaming. I was down to $29,746.13. So my student loan servicer is Nelnet, okay, and it is a student loan debt. And my total now is $29,746.13 with a 6.25% interest. Okay, and I just couldn't believe it. Like I said, I almost cried again, but I'm just so thankful, and I just thought it was a perfect time to really dive back into my debt freedom journey. I was a little upset that I was back in debt, but I'm thankful that I kind of already know how to do it because I went through it before, and a lot of the things that I had experienced to get me back in debt wasn't necessarily my fault. It was more, with me being laid off and things like that. So this is going to be the main debt that I focus on. Right now, I don't have any payments due, so I really want to take advantage of not having any payments due and not having any interest, because until it is finalized, as far as the first part was forgiveness of the loan, the second part is to have a refund. So any money that was paid towards a student loan in the past, I will get a refund for that money. So while they're still in the process, I don't have to pay anything, and I'm not collecting any interest. My second largest debt is going to be my car. So that is through Toyota. and it is car. My interest rate on that is 8.8%. Okay, so this is a car loan. 8.8%, and the total left that I owe on this is $11,689.35. Okay. Now getting into the credit cards when I had to use, so I was laid off for 7 months. Then when I finally got a job, I wasn't making as much as I would normally make. So I had to continue to drain my savings. The emergency fund was gone at that point, but continue to dip into my savings. And I didn't want to spend all my cash just in case anything were to happen. So I did start using some credit cards again. So that is my MasterCard, and this is a credit card. And I just switched this to a zero loan credit card. I'll discuss that a little bit later, but that is going to be 0% interest, and the total for that is 5,000. Look at my $5,769.22. Okay. And then we have my Visa credit card, and that's also a credit card debt. That has a 16.9% APR. And I owe $4,355.38. So although I'm disappointed in being back in credit card debt, I'm also very, very thankful because throughout 7 months, I did not lose one thing. I didn't miss one payment. It didn't affect my credit at all with being late. I was able to still maintain all my bills. And I understand if that would have been, 2 or 3 months before, 2 or 3 years before, I probably would have lost a lot of things just where my financial situation was with not having a savings account, not having an emergency account, not majority of my debt, being all paid off and not having a lot of those monthly payments eating up majority of my paycheck. So I am thankful, although it's a bittersweet moment that I'm back in student loan. I also am very, very grateful and very thankful that it happened the time it did when I was a little bit more prepared for it, because like I said, I could have potentially lost majority of everything that I had worked for. Even my credit could have plummeted. And I'm very big on, my credit score. So very thankful for that. My second one, or my fifth debt, is going to be Capital One. And that also is a credit card. Okay, and that has a 19.99% APR, which is annoying, but whatever. I owe $2,617.27. The last bill that I have is my medical bill, and that is through Providence. Okay, and that is a medical bill. Gosh. Also 0% interest, and that is, I owe $2,313.65. So in total right now, I have 6 different debts with a mix of student loans, a car loan, credit cards, and a medical bill. And let's add this up and see what my total is. Okay.
Assets, investments, cash flow, lost savings, I'm wealthy, no change.
The grand total that I owe this time around in debt, which will allow me to be 100% debt free. So my first debt-free journey was on my consumer debt, but I still had that large amount in student loans. Now it is $56,509. It's the total amount I owe for every debt that I have. After paying off this, I will be 100% debt free. I am waiting to do a lot of like investing or purchasing a home again and all that until all my debts are paid off. So this number is not as big as last time around. So I am again very thankful for that. Now that we have our debt confession out the way, so at the bottom the total is $56,509. Very, very close to the, if we round it up, it would be back at the $57,000. But again, that was only consumer debt. That did not include student loans. So I'm very thankful for this. And I know this could be a very uncomfortable exercise to do, especially if you're doing it like with anyone, if you have your partner or your husband that you all are kind of tackling debt together. This could be very uncomfortable and emotional. So just get past this part, because once you are past this part, it does get better and you are going to be a lot closer to your financial goals and what you're trying to accomplish. So just get started. Ignoring debt only makes it grow both in size and in weight, that it carries on our shoulders. So by facing it head on, we could really start to chip away at and regain control of our financial destiny, our financial freedom, our financial goals. Now it's time to outline a plan of action, come up with a debt strategy on how we are going to pay off that debt. So the first step would be selecting, your debt payoff method. So this is the debt strategy. It is 2 pages. And this is actually, what I'm using is the Wealth Foundation Budget Planner. So after you select your debt payoff method, like I said, I am going to be doing a combination of both and kind of list out how I will prioritize my debt. So I will be doing the avalanche and snowball method. And the time frame I have is 1 year to 1.5, so a year and a half. Okay, so now when list off your debts according to which method you are using. So I'm going to start off with my student loans. Okay. The due date right now, I don't have a due date. I could pay now, but it's not required. It's going to be due on the 24th of each month. The minimum payment, I don't know the minimum payment yet. They have not notified me of that, since right now it is 0. So I can pay anything right here, right now. But once they notify me and I have to start paying back my student loans, I will fill in that part. And the balance is the $29,746. Okay, and the car is one of the lowest interest rates that I have. So this is why I'm saying I'm doing a combination, because according to the avalanche method, you go by the highest interest rate. So I'm not necessarily going off the highest interest rate. My number one priority are my student loans, so that is going to be first. After that, I'm going to go put my credit cards in order. So this one, the highest one is 19.99, so I will pay off this one. So we'll pay off Capital One. Okay, the due date for that is on the 9th. The minimum payment is $73, and the total balance is the $2,617. Okay. So that's the highest interest credit card. The second highest interest credit card is my Visa, and that is due on the 9th as well. Okay. The minimum payment for that is $110, and that balance is $4,335. After I have these 2 paid off, the 2 debts with 0 interest, this is going to be my last thing. So after I have my student loans to kind of go back and forth, another reason why I'm doing combined sales, say I'm just paying off my student loans, it's taking a little long and I just need a quick win to help me boost and give me motivation to keep going. I may pay off, the next debt after that will work on paying off like Capital One. So you personalize it what's is best for you. You know yourself better than anyone else. So after the student loan and the 2 credit cards, I'm going to then work on my car loan, which is due on the 24th. And let's see here, the car. Okay, so the minimum my payment is $283. The total is $11,689. Then the 2 will be the medical bill, and that is due on the 14th. I'm sorry, not due on the 14th, it's due on the 29th. And that is $94 a month, and that total is the 2313. The final one will be the MasterCard. That one is due on the 21st. That is minimum $198, and it's $5,769. Okay, so this is my order of debts that I'm working on, like in what order. So this should be the same down here, total the 56, 509. And then, so right now for my minimum payments amount, I have 73 plus 110 plus 283 plus 94 plus 198. So $758 I am paying out every month, taken away from my hard-earned money and my paycheck to pay on debts. $758. Again, that is not included when they add that minimum payment for student loans, which I do not know yet. So the goal is to reduce this down to zero, so I can be using $758 to max out my 401k or my Roth IRAs, or be investing in certain things to, get out of corporate to try to get that passive income, or on my business or whatever that may be. But I could definitely use this. So now down here is also a balance transfer. Like I said, I did a balance transfer for this MasterCard for 15 months is a 0 interest. So another thing why I have that year and a half deadline or time frame is because I need to pay this off within 15 months before they add interest onto that. So the transfer amount is the $5,769, and this is a good thing to do if you have a lot of like high balance credit cards. Now, not all credit cards allow you to transfer the balance to other credit cards, or a 0 interest credit card. Out of these, there was only one that allowed me, so I did take advantage of that so I can save money on interest and pay, ultimately less. So the 0 interest credit card, it is a Master credit card or MasterCard credit card. The amount right now will be the same that I transferred over, the $5,769, and the debt is credit card And you can also put the original debtor. So whatever, if it's like, whatever company that it may be, Home Depot, JCPenney's, whatever that credit card may be. So now that I was able to look up those credit cards and see which ones. And I have to pay it off within 15 months before they add interest, which would be, if I don't pay it off before then, even let's say if I have to pay this off before my card, if it goes past 15 months, I need to make sure I do that, because then it would defeat the purpose of me even transferring it over there, because I'll end up paying interest again. So now that we have that out the way, another section for the in the debt strategy is going to be ways to increase your income. So one of the ways that I am going to be doing that is eventually throughout this year and a half, I will get a second job. So I'm going to get a second job. I'm also working on, so before, I have been working with clients and having clients to kind of work with them just on the debt strategy and also like paying off debt. So I'm going to continue to do that, but I'm going to expand my business now to bringing it online. Like before, I didn't have a website, wasn't on any socials, doing any videos. And one of my clients told me, like, you should really do it. It's a trend going on. You should really do it. Get on there, and it will allow you to reach more people, to help more people, and also to make more money for your business. So I am going to so budget to freedom is another way for me to make more money, and this is going to be more so off of the products, right? That I sell. My website will be coming soon, and then also the socials. So TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, any socials that you could, make videos and make money for advertising and other things like that, I will be doing that as well. So just put socials. And then also, I have a lot of clothes that I don't even necessarily need. I'm going to find the best platform, I guess kind of like an eBay, but probably not eBay. Doing more research to find the best platform to kind of sell some of those items, that clothes and just other items that I may not need or want anymore. So I'm going to be selling some items. Okay. Now, what are you willing to give up and sacrifice to reach your goal, to become debt free? One of the things I know right away, eating out. Not only is it not needed, not as healthy as you can be with making your home cooked meals. I am vegetarian, really looking to go 100% vegan or plant based, because you can still be an unhealthy vegetarian. So eating out and cooking more home cooked meals has been a way more beneficial for my health, for me, and for my pockets. Shopping, this is one thing that I had to overcome. My first time around was just, my thing was just clothes. I love shopping for clothes, so that don't even have the desire to really do, but I had to work on myself to kind of get there. So that was going to be one thing that I will be sacrificing or giving up. Going out, just always going out, wanting to do something. I will not completely stop it, because I still want to make sure that I enjoy life, but reduce it tremendously. Maybe, down to once a month or twice a month or something like that. And then also my hair. So instead of going to salon, while I'm in this process, I am also going to be in the hair growth challenge for myself. So that will allow me to have, braids and other protective styles for a month, 2 months, 3 months, to where I don't have to spend a lot on like going to the hair salon or upkeep with my hair. Now, two things that I am going to put over here that I am not willing to sacrifice, or that I am not going to give up. One is going to be spending more money on healthy foods. And sometimes, for healthy foods, you can spend more money just depending on the brand or what it is. But I'm not willing to give that up because my health is more important than finances for me personally. So I'm going to put my healthy foods, or even like, you can get bottles of water for a case for 24 case for $5.99. But I like a specific water that I drink from Sprouts. I think it's the Mountain Valley, but the green bottle. So it's going to be more expensive, but I'm not willing to give that up. Another thing, this may seem a little crazy, but it's going to be travel. But let me tell you why. There can be a lot of money spent with travel, but I have been blessed with a very great opportunity where I can travel anywhere Delta flies for free. So then I also get hotel discounts and benefits. And this is only until I think I have like 6 or 7 months left of that. So for me, if I have to push my debt-free time frame out 5 or 6 months, I'm willing to do that for this, just because I feel like I don't want to give up the experience of being able to see the world and travel. I think it's like a once in a lifetime to be able to travel for free. And these are going to be memories that will last me forever. 50, 60, 70 years old, having gone all these places. I don't think that's something that I want to give up, or is very smart for me or my mental to give up either, because like I said, people just don't get to travel for free often or every day. So if this, if I could pay it off a year and it turns into a year and a half because I have to travel, that's fine. But I do have some restrictions around travel. A lot of times we spend so much money on the preparation, like getting our nails done, our hair done, our feet, our clothes, getting all this stuff. I have put some parameters around this to where I will not be shopping for any of my trips. I will not be, however my hair is, whether it's in, braids, natural, whatever, that's how I will be going. I'm not getting it done because for me, it's more so for the experience and just like the soul fulfillment, opposed to just wanting to look cute and go out there and travel. No. So more so for the experience. So however my nails and toes are at that time, that's how I'm going. If I have to do it myself, that's what it's going to be. Clothes, like I said, I have enough clothes to last me for any and every situation. So I definitely won't be shopping. The only thing that I will shop for would be, like my essentials, if I need those, the soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, all that. And then also, if I go somewhere like an island, I don't really have any swimsuits. So I will do that. But those are kind of like the parameters that I plan for myself. Another one is establishing your financial boundaries with people. This is huge because I feel like, not even if you're on a debt free journey, but also just in life, there may be a lot of people that ask to borrow money, that, your family, friends, just because they may be in a hard situation or aren't really good with money or whatever the reason may be. It may be an emergency. I think we need to establish some boundaries because we need to get serious about why we are on this. There, we have to think people are still going to be coming to ask to borrow money and things like that. So one of my boundaries is, if you still owe money, I will not lend more money, right? So not lending more money. Another one is if it's a pattern, like always kind of asking every week or something like that, I'm sorry, but I'm unable to help. If it is not an emergency, someone's like, I really need to borrow some money because I'm going on this trip, I didn't budget, whatever. I mean, there's a whole lot of things that can be emergencies. So I'm not willing to, let people borrow money. That's not an emergency. That's a pattern of, because they have poor money habits, always needing money. And, anyone that has borrowed money that hasn't paid it back already, these are my three boundaries of people and family, friends, whatever, that I'm establishing and not willing to do. I may add some more. I have to think about it, but I may add some more. And then if you flip the page, we have the last kind of section in the debt strategy. And this is to lower a list, kind of the lower expensive. And then also, what is your why for getting out of debt? Or, what is your why for financial freedom? Or what is your why for going on your your debt journey? So this video is already way too long, so I'm gonna wait to actually record this on another video so I can focus more on how to lower your expenses and things like that. Um, but another thing that to pay off your debts over here, if you have not already created a budget, make sure, if you don't know how, you can watch videos, you can watch podcasts, videos on YouTube. I'll also be doing a lot of videos on how I budget and budgeting live. So, track your income and your expenses as well. See where your money is going. By knowing where, every dollar is going, what you're spending on, this allows you to really identify the areas where you can cut back on your expenses to allocate those funds towards your budget. Towards your debts and your debt-free thing. So just remember, facing debt is not easy. It is a very brave journey to be going on, a debt-free journey. But it's something that needs to be, done to start and accomplish your financial goals, whether that is financial freedom, managing your finances better, quitting your job, saving for a large purchase. It can be anything that you choose. Everyone has their different financial vision and financial goals. But I hope this encourages you to do your own debt confession and really face your debts and kind of get past that first initial phase of maybe being a little shocked by the amount, and really start get started on your own debt-free journey. I'm here to support in any way. We're going to be building community so everyone can kind of support each other. And it is very important to have a supportive team or system or group or people when you're on this journey, because it is going to be a lot of ups and downs and very emotional. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, you got this. See you next time on Budget to Freedom. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe.